Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. It's with Michaels as always, and in this video here I'm going to do a market overview, sharing with you what I think of the market and also some of the major currency pairs as fast as possible, and those technical setups which I'm going to be looking at for the next trading week, and also based on the Elliott wave concept. If you guys are new to this channel, I recommend that you subscribe and also smash on that notification bell on this channel so you'll be getting all the informations whenever I post content such as this one. Alright guys, let's start this week's market overview. Okay, so looking at the economic calendar here, we have some of the major news coming in from some of the different countries here, and we have from pound. It's just governor's speech, and on Tuesday we're looking at from China, GDP coming from China, and also Great Britain pound also have climate count change. Okay, so these are not really news we are looking out for. The major news for the trading week is going to be the CPI coming in from Canada, and that's also the month for months and also year for year. And look at the trim CPI, and we also look at the next news. It's actually one of the biggest news next week is going to be the Bank of Japan monetary policy statements also coming in. That's Wednesday, and we're going to be seeing also core PPI month for month and also core retail sales month for month as well coming from the United States. Okay, so that's more of the major news we have for the next trading week. So I think we're going to be having a more stable week ahead, rather than having weeks that we have much of interest rates and all those big news coming in. So I think it's going to be a wonderful week. Let's just stay tuned to this channel, and you're going to learn the best entries and also the best exit, and also most importantly how you're going to manage your positions once they are being taken. All right, let me just walk you through. First, I'm going to start with the DXY. Okay, what is the DXY? For those of you that do not understand what the DXY means, DXY is actually the United States dollar index. Okay, it actually represents the dollar strength, so you can use this to identify the dollar strength and also the dollar weakness here. All right, so I have some of the key levels here which I was looking at for ahead of the year. Okay, so this is the level here, 99.411, so 99.41 territory. This area here around here, so we can look at it. You can see that we have between 99.143 to 99.711. So those are the areas which I'm looking out for in terms of price to react around. Okay, so these are the areas here between here and here. So we have the midpoint to be 99.411. Okay, so why is this area so important to me? Okay, let me share with you back previously what we did speak about in the last 2 years, and I did speak about that price have been moving inside of this structure here. Okay, apart from the fact that we've seen more of extreme here, that was also far back 1985. We've seen extreme around 1985 and price dropped down. Okay, and I was looking at this as the end of structure. Okay, end of structure. So if I push this to this and this to this, we would identify that this could be a possible end of structure formation. Okay, so we're looking at a possible start of a new wave, okay, to the upside, and this has completed. Okay, looking at this, I also want to give you guys some guidelines to this if you are new to my channel or this channel here. I looked at the possibility that price could clear out this previous structure, okay, and price fails to do that, and there could be a scenario that price could also want to continue in its downtrend movements. Okay, that's what you want to be looking at for. Okay, first of all, we did see that we had a structure here, so we could as well label this whole formation as either a 5-wave move. Okay, whatever you want to label it as, I want to label it as a 5-wave move. Okay, I'm going to go ahead change these previous formations which I had here. This was from the previous years, and I've completed the 5-wave to the upside here. So looking at these, I think I have different reasons to label this chart alternatively. Okay, so I have an alternate ways of labeling this chart here. If you look at closely, if you're someone that has been trading the concept, you would understand that looking at this area here, this is a correction, okay, and this is an impulse, okay, this is another correction here, and this is another impulse, okay. And now with that said, okay, what we're looking at is a possibility that price could continue downward, okay. Either way, okay, if price wants to continue upside, we can actually see some three-wave move down or some sort of bit of sideways movements, okay, be it a triangle, be it anything, okay, some sideways movement, and then price could also continue upside. That could be a possibility. But looking at the rush, the strengths, okay, with respect to time and price change, okay, it's just this on a monthly scale. It's just 3 months plus, and we've seen price have traveled so hugely down as compared to this other candle here. We had 1, 2, 3, 4 candles. We had 1, 2, 3, and then there's a fourth candle, and it's not yet closing. And we've seen that price have traveled so far in a short period of time. Okay, so what I'm looking at for is I'm looking at a possible area where price would halt. Okay, where price would halt. You guys get that? Where price would hold. One of the areas that price is likely most possible halt areas for price is going to be first around the 38.2. So I'm going to be expecting that DXY or the dollar could still continue in its downside movement until we hit the 38.2. Okay, until we hit the 38.2. So this 38.2 is around the 97.900 area. All right, so let's just be on the weekly scale here. Let me take out this previous structure here. Okay, sorry if I'm being too fast. I just want to make sure that this recording don't take too long. And if you are just coming into this recording here for the very first time here to watch this video, you're gonna see different stamps, okay, time stamps, which will guide you into which of the currency pair easily you want to actually find update on or overview on. So you can just go ahead on the video description and then click on that currency, and it will take you to directly to that overview there. Okay, so looking at this one here, we're looking at around the 97.900 area for price to retrace at least to, and that area there is the 38.2 Fibonacci retracement or level of the swing low to the swing high. So which swing high are we talking about here? The swing high we're looking at here is the September 2022 swing high, and the swing low we're looking at here is the May July. Okay, this was around May June 2008. Okay, so this area here is what we're looking at for price. Okay, so let's look at the daily time frame. What actually has been going on the daily time frame? Okay, so initially what I was looking at for, it was a bounce of this trend line here. If you look at this trend line that traveled from this price or this area here of the May 2021, and then price was traveling in that structure there, and you can see that price returning back into the structure. This structure is not holding, so we have more of downtrend possibilities than uptrend possibilities for the DXY. Okay, so the dollar index could still be continue in its up downside movements until we hit this area before price could look for new directions. Okay, that's where I'm expecting price to go. Okay, so from on the 4-hourly time frame last week, we did see a little bearish flag here, and then price broke to downside. So we're looking at for another formation. Okay, so around this area was also post CPI area, and then price shallowed down and then still continued in downside movements. Okay, so what this simply means is that if the United States dollar is going down, we can expect that AU will be going up, EU will be going up, GBPUSD will be going up, and a lot of other currency pairs that are being pegged on the pegged to the dollar could also be going up as well. All right, so let's look at some of these currency pairs there, and let's look at possible entry areas and what you should look out for. In this video, I'm going to make an overview for just 4 currency pairs. Okay, I'm going to make overview for USDJPY, AUDUSD, EURUSD, and also USD CAD. Okay, so I'm going to make overview for this few currency pairs here on this video. Okay, so I'm going to share with you other ones, and okay, so these are the ones I'm going to make overview for. All right, so I'm going to take out this. So I'm going to make overviews for these 4. Okay, I'm going to make other videos on other currency pairs here. So looking at this from a monthly scale, start with AUDUSD. Okay, AUDUSD has been in more of a downtrend for quite some time now. Let's look at it. Okay, here, right from this extreme here, we've been trending down. Okay, what if we could be looking at a possibility of a completion pattern? Okay, a completion pattern of maybe the WXY that completed, and we're looking at the start of a new wave into breaking out of that structure. Okay, so this was most likely our impulse correction, and then we could look at the next impulse. So when and how do we approach this, and what is the best areas to start looking for buying opportunities? In price scenarios like this, if you look at this clearly, you can witness that we have more of an uptrend here. Okay, price have actually created a boundary to trade around. Okay, it's created the boundary to trade around. We have the lower level boundary, which is the support of this upward channel, and we have the supply, which is the upward channel here. We've bounced right the lows here, we've hit round the highs here, back into the lows here, so we're expecting that price should continue upside into hitting the highs there. So when is the best time, or when is the best trading area on how should you prepare to take this trade here? I acknowledge that one of the things you want to be doing in an uptrend is to wait for higher lows. So once we have a higher low, we can expect that price could take us to a new higher high. So that's what we're going to be expecting. At any time we have a higher low, okay, in the next trading week, we're going to be expecting to hop into the trade. And remember guys, when you're trading in this format, you're going to be having a high chance of winning, and also your win probability is going to be high. Okay, because you're looking at price going to a higher low, and then you can expect that price should still continue in its movement upside, which could also hit a new higher high. So that's what I would recommend for the next trading week here, apart from the fact that we do not find any definite pattern to trade upon. So you can wait for price to hit a new low. Say price falls a certain percentage over the trading week, then that could be a great chance to put on your trading garment and then look to hop on a trade. All right, so that's the best time. All right, so let's look at what areas are we looking at for. Let's assume, or let's say price drops about 1.06%, or drops about 50 plus to 60 pips down. That could also be a great area to start looking for buying opportunities. If you're traders that actually look at for ATR, weekly ATRs, you can actually use the weekly ATR to determine where your stop losses are going to be around. But looking at this one here, I think I would prefer a stop loss below this area here. Okay, below the 0.686 territory. Okay, so if price hits around 0.9 territories, it would be a good area to start looking for buying opportunities, and put a stop loss somewhere around the 0.86 territory, or 686 territories. Okay, all right, so let's look at another one here, EURUSD. Okay, so post CPI, we did see during the CPI, this was a CPI territory. Okay, price did this and then did this. Okay, no, not that. Price did this first. Price dropped down during the CPI, and before moving back up, before then moving back down, and then continue in its trend upside. Okay, that's what happened during CPI. Okay, price moved down first, which means dollar became strong during the release. Okay, and then pushed back up, then pushed back down, then off we go. All right, so looking at this for EURUSD. Okay, I think there is a great chance that price will want to hit 1.10. Okay, so for those of you that looking at psychological level or whole numbers, you can actually first target that area. Okay, that's the area we're looking at first. Okay, let's look at how far out we are from that level there. We are just coolly far out from that level there, about 175 pips from that level there. So I think price will want to hit that level first before looking for its new direction. Okay, I think there was a breakdown. There was a breakdown. So this completed here, and then we did continue downside. So I think this was done. Well, we need to wait for actual level where price could continue in structural movements here, because we simply have been trending down. Okay, when price makes a high here, if you guys know, high, no new highs have been created so far, so I think this could also be another one before price could also continue shallowing down. All right, so let's look at the big one, UJ here. Let me go over to a monthly scale first. On a monthly scale, what's going on, guys? I think we're looking at an expansion. Here. For those of you that actually don't understand what is, we have different types of market phases. We have the accumulation, we have the expansion phase, and we have the reaccumulation. So some of the times you guys don't really understand how this whole thing works. We have accumulation here. Okay, we could have accumulation here, we could have mark up, mark down, and we could have some reaccumulation here, and then we could also have another continuation to the upside, and we could have an expansion here, and then price could also continue down in another mark down and reaccumulation, or redistribution phase, or distribution phase, whatever you might call it. So this happens all the time in the market. Okay, so we have market basically, for the Elliotticians, we have two different types of market phases. We have the impulse phase and we have the accumulation phase. One of the areas we want to identify is the accumulation, because after that phase of the market is when the big money is going to come, which is the impulse phase. So as Elliotticians, we look to count the waves in our favor, or enter into a trade when the odds are for us, not against us. All right, so let's look at what phase of the market are we currently, and let's start to identify first with these. Okay, so we have this down here, and this is the very first time price actually moving out of the structure. So I'm going to put my trend line here. So I'm going to put the end of the possible wave area here. Okay, so we're starting to see a new trend when it comes to EURUSD. Okay, this is on a monthly scale here. This was far back when we had that low 2012. So we're looking at a start of a new wave here. So I'm going to put up just this wave, good. And what if we're looking at price could trend in this structure here? So we're looking at this possibility. So since price hit the high, hit the lows, okay, I've seen the new high here starting to develop, or it's done, we can expect a new low and then maybe a new high. Okay, so that I do not really know, but overall looking at this, it's been bearish since we hit this high. So it's best to look for bearish opportunities on the lower time frame and then hop on to a trade position. All right, so with this, really don't like drawing thin channels, but it do work. Actually, it does work, but I'm not really a great fan of thin channels. Okay, I'm not really a great fan of thin channels. So we've been trading, so I expect this to maybe further continue downside here. Looking at our bias already for United States dollar, it could continue downside. Okay, all right, so let's look at also pound USD. In all this actually has been the most odd. Okay, it has been the most odd. So really, I really don't have real explanation as to what is going on here, but rather I'm just going to put up a trend line here. Okay, I will just do this. So I expect that I'm correct with this assessment or this trend line structure, and we could expect price to still continue going up from that point on. Okay, so just maybe we could turn around that trend line. I do not know. Okay, we could be turning around that trend line there. I don't know. All right, but this really looks odd. Alright, so with that, I'll see you with other videos. I'm gonna do another video on gold. I'm gonna do another video on BTC. I'm gonna do other videos on some other assets here, like the S&P 500, the Dow Jones. This year is gonna be a very super phenomenal year. Okay, with us trading the Elliott wave. See you next time. I love you all. Share this video, subscribe, like, and also share with friends. That's gonna be the best. Thank you, and it will also help in the creation of more videos such as this one. See you on the next video.